Hi, I was wondering what this obsession with high IQ is. What you see is that governments often give theft reductions for smart people entering their territory on the apparent assumption that the country will be richer and more productive. And that seems kind of weird since they obviously make less money on them if they have to give them a theft reduction. So, but it is quite common. You see, for example, Werner von Braun, the German, the Nazi missile scientist, was taken to U.S. to build design missiles for the U.S. government. And governments often get smart people from abroad. But if you were to imagine to put a lot of smart people on an island, only smart people, I think they would be dead within a month, because who would run restaurants? Who would supply supermarkets? Who would paint and build their houses? Who would grow food, clean offices? Even a hospital could not be run with only surgeons, because there would be a bacterial outbreak due to lack of cleaning in a very short time period. Who would do administration and billing? So I think we would need less intelligent people desperately. In our society also, intelligent people often survive on the tax money taken from normal laborers. So if you look at academia, CERN particle accelerators, the NASA Space Agency, European Space Agency, military industrial complex, they are filled with high IQs, but it is mostly coercively paid for by taxes taken from truck drivers, fast food employees and street sweepers. So an example that recently the EU gave €1.5 million subsidy to the University of Utrecht to investigate if free will really exists. I could have done that for a whole lot less. High IQ people have become a burden on low IQ people for the most part. Sure, some products in electronics and biotech and drugs research are still of benefit to them, but even something like drug research will, after healthcare is nationalized, probably survive on age-old patents and inventions of the past. Because their business is guaranteed by guns, and why do any new work and invent stuff? And it's also quite common. If you look at Soviet Russia, they had tax-funded spaceships circling the Earth, but people didn't have vacuum cleaners. So instead of household appliances, these people got a dog circling the Earth. Something they did not want, replacing something they would have appreciated if they were given voluntary choice. And you need only a few intelligent people, I think, to invent something, and the bulk of the work is done in production. But you can find smart people living off the taxes of poor people all over the world, basically. And I was wondering why that is. And my theory is that maybe it is a way for government to pressure smart people to favor their extortion, as they realize their research would never be funded in the free market. And that's what made them praise the coercion into the highest heaven. And the artificial oversupply of smart people by giving subsidies not only to import IQ but also to study takes care there is increased competition between them on the job market, and then when a lot of the jobs are supplied to for by government, then they would feel the need to justify and approve of what the government's role is, or the people that call themselves government. And I think the not so smart people have a natural tendency to kind of maybe a little bit skeptically believe the smart people. So it is a kind of a marketing tool maybe for the government to get the smart people on their side. Now recently, high IQ people have been cooking up global warming, also funded by stolen money from poor people, and this will result in another tax being shouldered upon the shoulders of the poor. But what I really do not understand is why smart people would encourage government to accept more smart people into their territories, and encourage governments to keep not so smart people out. I mean, that is just I think it would seem logical to me that if you are a high IQ person, that you need the services of low IQ people, and you want to be as many of them as possible, and you want little high IQ people, so your services would be very valuable. But the opposite seems to be true. Often high IQ people will support these arrangements of government to have this fence that keeps out lower IQ people, and allows for academia to come through. I do not understand what makes them think that. Maybe you can help me understand that.